Friends, Cowboy Jobu here with part 2 of the Dallas Cowboys versus the Giants first take. It's time to listen to Stephen A. the A. Let's roll the tape.
Skip Bayless, may I ask a question? Is Des Bryant playing this Sunday?
Scott Linehan dropped yet another hint the other day that you never know. He might be used sparingly in a limited role. So you should put that in the back of your psyche and just think about it as your New York Football Giants surely are having to at least prepare for the possibility.
Right, so what that means essentially is that the Dallas Cowboys are playing mind games because they can't rely on the talent that they have available to them in order to pull off winning a football game on a Sunday afternoon. I get it. Yeah. I totally understand. Yeah. I understand. You've gone from staying off the weed end to going to the castle, right? Yep. That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be an upgrade, right? So I don't know why you would be concerned. Nevertheless, you clearly are. It is what it is. I understand you're in a level of desperation right now because the Cowboys are reeling. They haven't won in the last month. You've got people calling into my radio show, piggybacking off of what you say here, lamenting the state of the Cowboys because we all understand the level of desperation that has kicked in with you guys. I don't blame you for Skip Bayless. I can't blame you for feeling the way that you feel. And you actually have a decent case because when I think about some of the injuries, Victor Cruz still hasn't been cleared to practice. That calf injury is still messing with him. Odell Beckham Jr., that hamstring situation. Ruben Randle to some degree as well. And then we go to the defensive side of the ball. You've got John Beeson with the knee. You got Unger with the neck. Yep. You got Tremaine McBride with the groin. You got Trevin Wade with the concussion. Yep. You got Robert Ayers with a hamstring injury. Jonathan Casillas, Devin Kennard. All of these guys. You got like 7 or 8 different guys on the Giants defense.
Correct. Call a mash unit.
Less than 100%. They're debilitated. It seems to me like it would be the perfect afternoon for the Dallas Cowboys to end their doldrums and actually win a football game. But I'm here to tell you, I would have to see it to believe it. I'm rolling with the Giants to win this game. I don't give a damn about all of these injuries that are.
Thank God he's not picking us. He's always wrong.
They're playing against a mediocre Dallas Cowboys team whose offense is highly suspect. You would think that the Dallas Cowboys can win a game like this, especially since they're going up against a Giants defense that ranks 31st against the pass. So maybe Jason Witten won't be their leading receiver any longer. Maybe Lance Dunbar will have another 100-yard receiving game like he did against Atlanta. Maybe they'll be able to run the football because, after all, you told us they really weren't going to miss DeMarco Murray. Everything was going to be just fine, even though he was gone because they had McFadden and Dunbar and Randall to run the football. But we see how that has worked out thus far, although all of them can play. In the end, something is missing. I don't believe the Dallas Cowboys get it right this week because they beat the New York Giants on Monday, to open the season Monday night, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Was that Monday night or Thursday night?
Sunday.
I think it was Monday night, yes, because the Pittsburgh Steelers in New England was the Thursday night. So the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants it was Sunday night. In the end, they won that opener in Dallas that they should not have won. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think this Dallas Cowboys team beats these New York Giants 2 times in the same season this go round. I think the Giants escape, and I'm going to emulate your score. I think the Giants ultimately win. I'm not going to go the 24-21 route, actually. I'm going to go more like 27-21. But I believe the Giants win this game by that score because you got Matt Castle that you're relying upon. Good luck with that. I really wish you luck.
That was as unconvincing a game argument as I've ever heard from you, because I heard fear in your voice. I heard concern about your Giants. I heard
I'm so concerned.
Deep down, I heard some trepidation on your part that this could go wrong for your Giants because they were not impressive this past Monday night in Philadelphia, as you were the first to admit, sitting in that seat in which you now virtualize on Tuesday morning, right?
Well, listen, what I was saying to you is this. you got a bevy of injuries, and I understand that. And in the game of football, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, that's just not a good thing. My biggest thing, the reason why you might deem me non-convincing is because I'm not convinced about the Giants. It's just that I have even less faith in Matt Castle. You know, that's my thing. I would have given the Dallas Cowboys a better chance of beating the New York Giants with Brandon Weeden as your quarterback simply for the sake of continuity. But I think with Matt Castle playing his first game, you got to remember, it's not like he's been a member of the Dallas Cowboys. He was in training camp with them. He's been here all of these weeks and all of this other stuff. No, he was a member of the Buffalo Bills. He got traded to the Dallas Cowboys just a few weeks ago. He's new to all of this. So in my estimation, I think that's a lot, even against a depleted New York Giants defense. I think that's a lot to ask for a quarterback. I think that I would give them a better chance if they had Weeden up in there. The fact that it's Castle that they've leaned on shows me the level of desperation that has kicked in with them. I clearly witnessed it with you because you're so worried about your Dallas Cowboys. You can't stop talking about them. You can't relax. You can't lay back and chill and recognize that Tony Romo eventually will come to the rescue. You are in such panic mode, okay, that you're looking for every little thing that you can find to elevate the Dallas Cowboys to victory. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Giants recognize how important this game is. I think if the Giants lose this kind of game, particularly coming right off of Monday night's performance against the Philadelphia Eagles, that will be 2 division losses that they could ill afford to have. I think the Giants recognize the level of urgency. I think as long as Odell Beckham Jr. and Ruben Randle play, at least, I think they'll be just fine against the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they'll find a way to win this game.
So I'm going to remind you of something to make my point. Back in 2011, what was my constant refrain on this show? All he does is win. Remember those days? I don't want to invoke the name, but all he does is win. All Brandon Weeden does.
Please don't remind me.
All Brandon Weeden does is lose. That's all he does is lose. Brandon Weeden. So you wanted Brandon Weeden to go up to New York and play your Giants in New Jersey, obviously, because all he does is lose. He just loses and loses. He's a good guy. No one like him. But as he talked about 2 weeks ago, I've never been very lucky. He was extremely unlucky as my Cowboys starting quarterback. I can't win with him. Matt Castle has won a bunch of games in the National Football League. He will not be afraid of this moment against this division arch rival. They will be much better off with Matt Castle.
I didn't blame Brandon Weeden for the loss against Atlanta, and I didn't blame him for the loss at New Orleans. I didn't blame him for those 2 losses. I looked at the Dallas Cowboys defense as the primary culprits in those losses. So we disagree there. You could say all he does is lose, and he did lose 11 straight, and I get that part. So, just your presence alone could be bad luck. I understand that argument. But in terms of the particulars, the specifics of what actually transpired during the game, I'm here to tell you that I looked at him, and I blamed the Dallas Cowboys defense more than I blamed Brandon Weeden. In the case of the New York Giants, again, let's reiterate the level of urgency. They have to win a game like this. First of all, you shouldn't have started off the season 2-0. You should have beat the Dallas Cowboys on opening night. You should have beat the Atlanta Falcons in week 2. You had 10-point leads in the fourth quarter.
You are what your record says you are.
And you blew it. And so I don't think they can afford to do this again. I think they recognize that, and I think that the Dallas Cowboys get their comeuppance Sunday afternoon. I just think that the Giants are going to win this game.
And I feel real good about Matt Castle. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check in on Monday and see who's right and see who has to eat crow. Back to you in the studio.